And welcome back to the show. Joining me today during our interview segment is Michelle DeRusso. Michelle, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, the reason you're here is because you are currently a candidate for Tom Green County Commissioner, Precinct 1,
Correct.
in the March Republican primary.
That is correct. March 5th,
March 5th is the primary, and early voting will start about 2 weeks before that.
February 20th.
Okay. And this is the major election that qualifies you for the November ballot.
Right. And pretty much in Tom Green County, this is the election.
This is the election.
Yes.
Precinct 1 has an incumbent county commissioner, Mr. Holscher. So,
Yes.
First of all, let's go. Who are you? I mean, what is
So
your background?
I grew up in Wall. My maiden name was Schneers. Many people know the Schneers families in Miles,
absolutely.
Rowena, Wall, all around there. I'm a third generation Tom Green County person. My grandfather moved to Tom Green County when my dad was 10 and bought a farm, and there you go.
Okay.
And off you go. And so I grew up, went to Wall ISD, graduated from there, went on to Angelo State University.
Okay.
Got a bachelor's in accounting, and then started my career. My first job out of the get-go, which is kind of ironic now, was as a sales tax auditor for Bullock's Raiders. You remember those days?
Yeah.
Yes, Comptroller of Public Accounts, Bullock's Raiders.
Wow.
And Ann Richardson, I'm dating myself now, I
yeah.
know. Ann Richardson was the governor, I think, at that time.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting way to start a career in accounting. And I did that for a couple years, and I got, let's just say, I got dried out behind the ears pretty quick, and then went on to other industries and businesses.
Okay. So auditing sales tax has a direct connection to dealing with public money,
Yes, yes.
which
So
is what commissioners do.
yes, so that was my first experience with sales taxes, how they're broken down, what portion goes to the state, what portion goes to the county, what portion goes to the city. And of course, I was working in the Metroplex at the time. And so there you have MTA taxes, and you'd have different, taxing jurisdictions, water, etc.
Yeah.
Different things.
And that's that is pertinent to being a county commissioner. And the basics are there are 4 county commissioners
That's
and 4
right.
county precincts, and that's according to the Constitution of Texas. Precinct 1 happens to be the northeast.
That is
quadrant,
correct. Yes.
Tom Green County.
Yes.
So why in the world would you want to be a county commissioner?
Well, I'd considered it, and then about a year and a half ago, I'd retired from being the controller at Texas Pacifico.
Okay.
So I have a 35-year career as an accountant, and doing budgeting and managing people, managing processes. And I got really fired up this year when I went and got my property taxes, and I went and visited with our appraisal district, and then I started digging in, and then I was like, okay, I'm doing this. I have earned a good living working in Tom Green County. My husband and I have made our home here. I've lived 47 years in this county, and I felt like it was time for me to give back, me to do something in service, to put my attributes of what I'm good at to work for all the residents of Tom Green County, and specifically Precinct 1.
Okay. And the Commissioners Court is it's made up of 5 members. There's the 4 commissioners and the county judge.
That's correct,
And
yes.
they spend about half their time budgeting, through the budgeting process, and collecting property tax and budgeting and spending that property
Right,
tax.
that's right. And as of the 2022 audited financials, which I sat down and looked at for a little bit last week, 75% of the revenue that comes into Tom Green County is from property taxes, and only 22% is the sales taxes. So
Right.
in order to keep that balance and keep those taxes from going up, we've got to be proactive about some things. And I feel like I'm the person that can bring that energy, enthusiasm, and skill. You know, that's what I did to earn a living, and I think I'm pretty good at it. And I've in the different jobs I've been in, I've implemented process improvements and streamlining workflow, just a bunch of different things that I think I can bring to the county that are needed. So,
and the property tax was a huge issue last year, and the mayor called it a crisis.
Yes.
Our state representative called it a crisis, and then the legislature went in and addressed some of that.
They did.
And now it's a new ball game under the new state laws. So
a little bit. So my concern is that raising that $100,000 exemption will help the residents of the county for a little while.
okay,
But what's going to happen is if people continue moving to Texas and growth continues the way it is, those savings will be eaten up rather quickly. So we've got to be good stewards of what we have and where we're going. You see where I'm headed with that?
yeah.
Because before you know it, we also have some other things that have happened in our economy, inflation, the border crisis, which has put more stress and strain on the amenities that the county has to provide.
Right.
Indigent care, the court system, the jails, those are all being impacted. And I don't think those have been fully reflected in the numbers from like 2022, but it's going to catch up with us. So
That's very true, and elected officials all across Texas are going to have to deal with those those challenges. Let's see. This is where the point where we could talk all day about.
I know,
the county
we
commissioners
could.
court.
We could.
But this is where I turn the mic over to you. I generally forget something or leave out something that's important. So
Okay.
I'm going to let you take over the mic and
Well,
you
we
can-
kind of skipped over my background and kind of
Okay.
went straight to the meat. So
Okay.
let's do a little bit more on who I am. So
Okay.
I've, like I said, I don't know if I said this already or not, but I've lived 47 years in Tom Green County of my 50 some odd. I don't want to be exact. Women never want to give away their age, but most people that know me know I don't really care. But anyway, I've lived 18 years in Precinct 1 at my current home, which my husband and I built together. And I have one daughter, and she's in college. And I don't know if there's much else that's important to know about me. But
All right.
I'm a family person. I'm a religious person. My faith guides me in most of the things that I do. Actually, all the things I do. And I'm doing this as a calling, not because I need a job. I don't, I'm doing this as a calling and as service to the constituents of Precinct 1 and to Tom Green County.
All right. Now it's coming up pretty quickly. The primary in March, March 5th, and early voting is the 20th, as you said, of February. So how do people find out more about you? Do you have a website, Facebook, and that sort of thing?
I have a Facebook page, Michelle DeRusso for County Commissioner Precinct 1. And it is public, and I do post things out there. I haven't decided to do a website yet because I don't know that many people use that mode of whatever anymore. They pretty much use social media is what I've been told. I don't know. My 19-year-old would know more about that than I do, and I've told her, no, I'm not doing a TikTok. So
I'm with you there. I don't TikTok.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
But I will say I've been walking the last Saturday we spent 8 hours in Moretta, very best miles area. Not miles per se, but Tennyson Road, and we met a lot of neat folks, and then I've been out walking. So I sound a little hoarse because the wind's been blowing, and I almost canceled today just because I'm like, kind of gravelly, but that's okay.
That's
okay.
right. We were talking about that earlier, and you should be hoarse now.
Yeah,
This is the time.
And I have a feeling it's only going to get a little worse as I go along, but that's okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Now, what part of San Angelo is precinct
Okay,
1?
so when you look at the map, you really have to get your spyglass down and look at it. So it's 388 is the southern boundary, which goes all the way, out to Moretta.
Okay,
And
the
into
Moretta
town.
Highway.
So you go into town, it's Avenue L, and then Bryant Thruway,
Okay.
kind of up to Loop 306, and then everything east. So out to Moretta, very best, all the way almost to Miles. Runnels starts right before you get to Miles, the city of Miles, and then up to Robert Lee, but not, where the county lines
the
are,
Coke
where the
County
county
line.
lines are drawn, and then just north of Loop 306. On I guess it would be considered 87. There's a block of streets, Webster, North Van Buren, North Jefferson, kind of where Austin Elementary is, about 5 or 6 streets north.
Okay.
So
All right.
there's you really have to look at the map and it kind of follows the Concho River in town. So if you don't know, the Council of Governments has a 911 map, and you can filter on county commissioner.
Okay.
And you can see, or you can put your address in there.
Right.
And see if you're in precinct 1.
Yeah.
And if you are a current voter registered in Tom Green County, you will get your I wish I had brought mine.
Yeah, it's
your
on the
voter
card.
registration card, which you just got in the mail. It's yellow this year,
yep.
yellow and white for the whole state of Texas. I just learned that yesterday.
Ah.
And it will tell you CC precinct whatever you're in. So then you'll know whether you can vote for me or Mr. Holscher. And this county commissioner's race is the only race for the county where there's two people running.
Okay.
So Rick Bacon is also up, but he doesn't have somebody running up against him. So
Okay. but there will be an opponent in the November general election for Rick
yes,
and for you guys.
yes. So this race, if I win, and hopefully I will, there is also we have a Democrat opponent. So it is very important for everyone, as my button says here, get out and vote. That's your voice. Everybody
right.
needs to use their voice, and the way they use their voice is to vote.
And this is with the presidential election, so
That should help. That
should help the
usually
turnout.
helps the turnout. And it should help the primary turnout as well.
Yeah.
So, that's important. Get out to vote. And if you don't know if you are registered in Tom Green County or if you're at the right address, you can call up Vanna's office at the voter registration office, and they'll help you out too.
There you go. And that's coming up quick. The deadline to register is 30 days out, so you want to make sure you have that.
Right. You have till about
taken care of.
February 5th. It's
About
30
5th
days
of
before
February.
the primary. So it's February 5th, so it's right around the corner.
It's
not
coming
very
quick.
long.
Michelle, thanks for being here,
Thank you for having me.
and come back and see us.
All right, I will.
All right, we'll go back to you guys.